because this is breaking news, my people, and I hope you share the video and leave a like on the video, alright? Yeah, let's go. Vybz Kartel files defamation suit against prosecution's police. You understand? Whom they are saying is prejudicing the case. You understand? Now, convicted dancehall star angry on the prosecution's comments that are being made, which is the police officer. You understand? Alright? So, let's get into the main stories right now. This comes from international news, which is the archive Voice Online UK. Now, Vybz Kartel is expected to file a multi-million-dollar defamation lawsuit against prosecution's police, who they are saying that has made prejudicial comments against him in the case. Now, the dancehall star, who was found guilty of the dropping of Clive Lizard Williams, is concerned about certain comments that are being made. You understand? Alright? Now, his lawyer argued that the police officer comments were prejudicing the entertainer's appeal. Kartel's real name, who is Adija Palmer, is expected to file the claim in the Supreme Court. You understand? No, that is what his attorney at law is saying. No, the attorney told the Gleaner and the Power 106 News Center that the entertainer, who is serving a life sentence, signed the document yesterday. No, the police high command has rejected the criticisms, however noting the claims were already established. Now, what is happening, my people? It seems as if that there are certain factors that are being taken into concern. You understand? Which has been the motion for this case. The defense has been arguing that the criticisms and how this case and the level of high factors that are involved, they're saying that it is unfair or to even get a fair trial for the entertainer based off certain prejudicial comments that are being made and based off of certain information, sensitive information that has been leaked to the media. Now, they are arguing the fact that based on the jury selection coming, if there should be a retrial, they are saying that that is next to impossible, because getting the jurors in the earlier part of the case versus now is not going to happen, because certain factors are now in the media, certain influences have now been added, and there are certain things that are being said, such as this. Now, Palmer has filed the appeal against his conviction, but notes of evidence for the legal process have been completed. You understand? Alright? Now, the prosecution over argues that the jury selection will not be prejudiced though, because they are saying that when a deep search was done via across social media, right, they are saying that certain comments are not being made and it is not as popular as it seems, while the defense is arguing otherwise. You understand? The defense is saying that when you look on certain platforms, you can find the voice notes, you can find certain narratives that are being spread, and you can definitely find the prejudice. You understand? With one naming a popular content creator who they are deeming had said sensitive information and are deeming to the fact that there has been a large-scale prejudice against the entertainer, whose name I'm not gonna call. You understand? Allegedly. You understand, my people? Now, he has been named one of the forerunners that has been spreading a negative narrative on the scene of social media. But the defense is saying the jury selection now, compared to then, it is going to be very difficult. And I must agree on that. While there is a large support for the entertainer, there is also a large support that does not support the whole narrative, or is basically not in support of what the entertainer stands for. Some say he is a menace to society. Some says that he only contributes negatively to the youth and deteriorate the youth their mind, and he is a hardened criminal who deserves to stay behind bars. That are some of the comments that are being made. Now, the lawyer said Palmer was in good spirits and was looking forward to the appeal. Now, what I cannot say is when this multi-million-dollar case will be brought forth to the courts though. You understand? Now, with the time winding down rapidly, the 31st ultimately is what will be decided when Justice Marva McDonald Bishop will give the final take on the hearing. You understand? And I can't tell you what it will be. Only thing I can say is that there was a convincing argument by the defense, which is Isaac Buchanan led. You understand? And there were not so strong arguments brought. You understand? They are arguing certain factors, saying that there should be a retrial, there is no price on justice, and that the state should foot the bill. You understand? However, the judge hasn't taken account into the concerns of tax-paying citizens. She has taken into account the time that has been spent, and she has taken into account the health factor, who the prosecution agrees that bail should be the best outcome. However, the judge is saying, well, that can't remedy everything, because ultimately the time served already, and the uncertainty of the date of the trial is another factor that is going to play a critical role in this situation. They are arguing to the fact that persons who have already spent 15 years in prison versus this retrial should be freed, because the minimum should be 15 years. Certain people they for 15, and they are saying that it is only the entertainer Vybz Kartel who will be left with more time. So the possibility of a retrial will see Vybz Kartel spending more time behind bars. And then there is the breach factor, which the prosecution has outlined that breach can be justified. I don't know how, I am no legal professional, so they know how they can justify the breach. Normally, I thought that breach of any form of nature is a bad thing, but they are the legal professionals, they know what they are doing. You understand? The prosecution has argued that he should not escape justice based on technical jars, meaning mistake. Vybz Kartel should not be allowed to walk free, is what the prosecution has ultimately said. You understand? So, some very convincing arguments, but nothing powerful is what I'm getting right now, because ultimately the judge is making the precautions that this case does not return back to the Supreme Court. Because best believe every notion that comes, every situation, every mistake and breach will be fought by the defense, and it's going to be a whole nother rigmarole, a whole nother circling again, which the judge is trying to avoid. Because the longer the trial goes, and the more money taxpayers spend, and it doesn't seem as if that the prosecution really care about that. You understand? But the judges do care, because they are thinking about the time. The longer this takes is the more time he spends in prison, and the more it look bad for them ultimately. And best believe Isaac Buchanan has told the public that they are willing to go to the Privy Council again if need be though. So you see where it's concerning to many. You understand? Vybz Kartel has explained, well, the legal professionals have explained that this is a grave injustice. You understand? Because ultimately it's taking a toll on his pockets. Allegedly, there's a health factor, allegedly, and there's also the time that he has spent. So, what are your thoughts on that? Leave a like on the video, share the video. We have more to come, dog, and so far.